daring independent film and a family drama are on area screens this weekend.
Here to tell us about Assassination Nation and Life Itself, our film critics Pam Powell and Chuck Koplinski.
How are we doing?
Good, how are you?
Good.
Great.
Good.
So we're talking Assassination Nation.
I would give you $200.
Me?
If you would go and watch this movie with me.
Is it rated R?
It is one of the most graphic things I have ever seen in my
Oh,
life.
then I'm out.
And I would not watch
for
the movie.
$200.
I would not watch the movie the second time. I would just watch you to see your reactions, because you would just run out of the theater screaming.
Offer open to new co-hosts.
No, because
for $200.
she's Little Miss Sunshine, so I just want to see her eyes just explode. Needless to say, though, I love this movie. Assassination Nation deals with four young ladies, four teenage girls who are living in a town named Salem, and the connection between this and the Salem witch trials is not accidental. These four young women are pilloried and put to blame for something that they did not cause, which are internet leaks. Suddenly, everyone's personal information on the internet is being made public, and wouldn't you know it, people get upset. They are made scapegoats of all of this, and of course they end up having to run for their lives. There's a lot of confusion going on in this film as far as these young ladies' identities, and that's really what this movie is about. As one of them says, they are told as they are growing up to be themselves, to be true to themselves, and everyone will appreciate that. But each one of them has done that and been burned and been rejected for being themselves. So they try to portray themselves as they are portrayed in the media, as young little sex pots, as independent women but loose. And of course, this is not true. And what we find as we go through this movie is that everyone puts on a false face. But when your true nature is actually revealed, well, that's very unsettling. Things really come to a head when the mayor of Salem has all of his personal information out, a guy who runs on a family value platform. When you know it, he's gay. And that kind of upsets some folks, and before you know it, this whole town is in an uproar. This movie is shot, many of the scenes in the last part of it are shot in a very low haze at night. It's almost like it's one step removed from reality. This is your town on its very worst day, in which all of its citizens are having the worst day of their lives, and their very worst nature comes out. They shoot, they kill, just to defend their own reputation, blaming others for their problems. I really like this film a lot because it's timely.
Yeah, it is.
And because it is saying some very important things. People aren't going to like the way the film says these things about the dangers of the internet, about how we're confusing this young generation. But it's a message that needs to be said.
You agree?
I do. I was a little hesitant about seeing it, and actually I was quite surprised by how the whole film unravels, and it does devolve into this really ugly, brutal, horrific example of how the internet can impact our lives. Is it over the top? Absolutely. And in the beginning it says that it is a warning, it's going to be offensive, and it is. It depicts racism, brutality, and violence, and blood spurting.
Male insecurity.
A little bit of that as well.
Yeah.
However, it really delves into the psychology behind mob mentality and how people feed off of each other, their worst fears, and they want to protect themselves. And it's well done. But it is not for everyone.
No.
It is definitely very graphic, very brutal, and quite disturbing in parts.
So strong message shared in an over-the-top kind of way.
Yes.
All right, well, let's go on to Life Itself, the second movie you guys have.
Do we have
tell
to?
us about Well, we know what Chuck thinks.
Oh, good. And actually, Chuck and Pam are on the same page with this one. I wasn't sure if you were going to love this one or not. Actually, I was pretty darn sure, and I'll take a $200 bet on that.
There you go, okay.
Life Itself. And, you know, Dan Fogelman is who the writer and director of this film, and he gave us This Is Us, which is a television show that I know a ton of people absolutely love. And in the beginning, I thought, oh, maybe I would like This Is Us. I don't watch any TV. I watch only movies. And I really like the beginning of the film. We've got Oscar Isaac, who's in a very bad state, and we learn why the love of his life is gone. A better title of this movie.
Chuck's crying.
The better title would be Death Becomes Her, or Death Becomes Them, because everybody dies. Don't get attached. I'm not giving any spoilers away because the narrator of the film actually tells us this as well. There are way too many characters. Everybody dies. You're only connected to the very beginning in the couple, Isaac Oscar and Olivia Wilde's character, and it just really didn't do it for me. I think it was a total bore and meandered way too much.
They could have just called it Everybody Dies.
Everybody dies. Everybody dies. Spoiler alert.
All right. Well, like Chuck and Pam on Facebook. So should you. There's their Facebook page, Real Talk with Chuck and Pam, and we'll connect you at stayliving.tv.